and welcome back to Classic Times. Today I'll be covering stage 39 of the Cambridge Latin course, and I'll be covering the topics of deponent verbs and fearing clauses. Okay, let's get cracking with a quick recap of deponent verbs. So a deponent verb looks like a passive verb. For example, Quintus metellam in foro conspicatur, and tum quintus templus lovis ingressus est. However, despite this, they are translated into English with an active meaning. Quintus catches sight of Metella in the forum. Then Quintus entered the temple of Jupiter. So just to reiterate, deponent verbs are passive in form, but active in meaning. And if you want to go back over deponent verbs in a bit more detail, tap the pop-out banner in the top right of your screen for my video on stage 32. Let's move on and have a look at fearing clauses. So a fearing clause is made up of a verb of fearing, for example, timeo, plus the word ne, plus a subjunctive. And this subjunctive could either be present, perfect, imperfect, or pluperfect, and you would translate it accordingly. So a present subjunctive you would translate with will, a perfect with have, an imperfect with the word would, and a pluperfect meaning had. And an example of a fearing clause is Quintus timebat ne pater ante noctem rederet. This means Quintus was afraid that his father would return before night, and this is made up, as you can see by the colour coding, with the verb of fearing, timebat, the word ne, and a subjunctive, and in this case, rederet is an imperfect. So now that we've taken a look at fearing clauses, let's step it up a notch and take a look at negative fearing clauses. So if there is a negative in the fearing clause, it is introduced by the words ne, non. So the construction is very similar to a normal fearing clause, with your verb of fearing, but this time with ne non instead of ne, and a subjunctive of course. For example, Caecilius timebat ne non Quintus fugisset. Caecilius was afraid that Quintus had not escaped. So now that we've covered the grammar, let's as always have a look at some more vocab. Arbor is a tree. Ought means or. Cadere, to fall. Campus is a plain. Capilli is hair. Discrimen is a dividing line. Ergo, therefore. Fallere, to deceive. Fragor, crash. Genus is a race. Hink, from here. Aiuvere, to help or assist. Littera is a letter of the alphabet. Mensis is a month. Simulare, to pretend. A stylus is a pen. Studium means enthusiasm, and iulus means any. So now, I would like you to have a go at translating these sentences, and hopefully you feel confident enough after we've been through a couple of examples earlier in the video. So pause the video and attempt these. Now, let's go through the answers. Timeo ne amici me hodie discedant. I am afraid that my friends will leave today. Miles contra barbaros pugnare timet. The soldier is afraid to fight against the barbarians. Romani timabant, ne non soci se adiuerant. The Romans were afraid that their allies would not help them. So the first two examples are ordinary fearing clauses, and the last example is a negative fearing clause with ne non. So hopefully you managed to spot that and add up your marks and give yourself a score out of 3. So if you managed to achieve 3 out of 3, I am very impressed. That is an excellent score. Keep the good work up. If you managed to achieve 2 marks out of 3, then this is still a highly admirable performance. Well done. And if you only managed to achieve 1 out of 3, then I am fearing that you may not be particularly secure in this topic. But don't worry, you can improve with more examples. That was just one of my classic puns. And just to wrap up, let's have a look at the passage Herodes Principis from the CLC. In aula imperatoris, duo pueri in studis literarum sunt occupati. Alter puer, Titus nomine, fabulam narrare conatur. Alter nomine Publius, intente audit. Ades quoque, puerorum rhetor. Fabius Quintilianus Titus Publiusque. Filii Clementis ac fratres Polle. Nuper Herodes imperatoris facti sunt. In the emperor's palace, 2 boys are busy in the study of literature. One boy, called Titus, is trying to tell a story. The other, whose name is Publius, is listening intently. Also present is the boy's teacher, Marcus Fabius Quintilian. Titus and Publius, the sons of Clemens and the brothers of Polla, recently were made heirs of the emperor. Titus, fabulam narrans deinde Jupiter rex deorum, sceleribus hominum valde offensus, genus mortale magno diluvio delere constituit. Titus, telling the story, then Jupiter, king of the gods, very much displeased by a man who was wicked, decided to destroy the human race with a great flood. Tito narrante iannuus subito aperitur, ingreditur Epaphroditus, pueri anxii inter se aspiciunt. Quintilians, cui Epaphroditus odio est, nihilominus eum comita salutat. While Titus is telling his story, the door opens suddenly. Epaphroditus enters. The boys look at each other anxiously. Quintilian, who hates Epaphroditus, nevertheless greets him in a friendly way. Quintilianus libenter te videmus Epaphroditus interpellans salvete pueri salvetu fabi huc missus sum ut mandata principis nuntiem princeps vobis imperat ut ad se quam celerime contendatis. Quintilianus, we are glad to see you. Epaphroditus interrupting. Hello boys. Hello you, Fabius. I have sent to announce the emperor's orders. The emperor ordered you to hurry as quickly as possible to himself. Quintilianus verbatua me Epaphrodite non intellego. Cur nos ad imperatorem arcessimur. Quintilian, I do not understand your words, my Epaphroditus. Why are we being summoned to the emperor? Epaphroditus, nulla responso dato, pueros Quintiliamque per orlam ad imperatoris tablinum ducit, pueri timore commoti extra tablinum haesitant. Epaphroditus, with no response having been given, leads the boys and Quintilianus through the palace to the emperor's study. The boys, upset with fear, hesitate outside the study. Quintilianus timorum suum dissimulans, cur perturbamini pueri. Publius, bona causa perturbamur, imperator enim nos sine dubio castigabit, vel puniet. Quintilianus nimis timidus es, publi. Si prudenter vos gesseritis, neque castigabini, neque puniemini. Quintilian, hiding his fear, why are you upset, boys? Publius, we are upset with good cause, for the emperor, without a doubt, will scold or punish us. Quintilian, you are too timid, Publius. If you behave yourself wisely, you will be neither scolded nor punished. So we've now covered stage 39 of the CLC. So let's summarise. Deponent verbs. These are active in form, but passive in meaning. Fearing clauses. These are made up of a fearing verb, such as timeo, meaning I fear, plus ne, plus a subjunctive, which could be present, imperfect, perfect, or pluperfect, and you just need to remember to translate accordingly. And finally, negative fearing clauses. These are formed similarly to ordinary fearing clauses, but this time with the words ne known to indicate a negative. So thanks a lot for watching, and join me in my next video where I'll be covering stage 40, the last stage of the Cambridge Latin course.